Okay, so my trusty FX3 has been my go-to camera for the past 6 months. I've used it all over the world for work and social media, and today I'm going to go through the features that I love about it, why it's my go-to. We're here in London, it's cold, but let's go. Okay, so let's start with the ergonomics and the build quality. Now, when I was taking photos, I was using the Canon 5D Mark III, and that for me at the time, and I think even historically, is one of the best cameras to hold ever made. Now, when I switched to Sony, I had the A7 III, where I had that issue with your little your pinkies hanging off the side. Then I moved on to the A7S III, and that felt more like what the Canon felt like. It felt good in the hand, solid. It's the same with the FX3. It's the same hold, same grip. I've added a cage so you get more of a robust feeling, but I just feel solid in the hand, good size, and that helps. Having the record button on top, that just makes sense. If you're out and about, you accidentally press record, you can see the red tally light is on, you know to switch it off, easy to access, but also the camera's super lightweight, really portable, and it's easy to rig up and strip down. Now, something else with Sony, with all their cameras, not just the FX3, is autofocus has always been of a high standard. When you lock on the subject, it also locks on the eye. But when I'm in Formula E, getting in the pit lanes, getting in drivers' faces, high-speed cars coming by, or with monkeys in Bali, it doesn't miss focus. Coffee is always a good idea, especially when you're filming in the winter, keep you warm. And let's say, going back to the weight, when I'm filming with Formula E and it's a full day filming with a big rig, you know, you've got the battery on there, you've got your monitor, you've got your handle. After a full day shoot, yeah, I may have gained like a couple centimeters on the bicep, but I don't need an arm massage, you know? It's a usable camera in all scenarios. Something else that's a no-brainer for me, may seem obvious to some, but having 2 card slots is super important. The same with the A7S III, but however, when I use the ZV-1, that only has 1 card slot. And I was in Sao Paulo filming all day, and I had to make sure I had a spare memory card with me. Having 2 card slots in the camera just makes life a lot easier. It's a peace of mind, and means that if you're on a big shoot, you can film 2 cards at the same time, and if 1 card fails, you've got a backup. All right, keep them warm. We're still shooting, we're still in Barbican, and you can tell now by the time of day, tying into the next section, and that is low light performance. This camera excels at that. Just like the A7S III and the ZV-1, it's no different with this. That 12,800 base ISO is just, for me, having a camera and being able to use it at pretty much any time of the day is super important. So when I'm in low light conditions, like we were in Hong Kong, can film all day, all night, because at night time, in the busy streets, yeah, it's nicely well lit, but if you go somewhere where it's not so lit, that 12,800 is gonna get you out of difficult situations where you need some light. And then that can be, you know, early morning, late at night, even in the Lofoten Islands, we were there, waking up at sunrise, super dark, this camera, filming, not a problem. But for those of you that don't know, is that because these cameras have this thing called dual base ISO, where FX3, the A7S III, the ZV-1, in the low light conditions like we are now, I can bump this up to 12,800 and not worry about any grain and still have like smooth footage. It means you haven't always got to rely on natural light, bringing your own lights with you. Just makes the whole process a lot more. All right, temperatures dropped even more, scarves on, gloves on, changing location. See you with the next one. Now, something that doesn't apply to cold winter days like this is having an inbuilt fan. Let's say you're rolling around filming all day, you've got monitor, battery, microphone, you're filming potentially 4K, 100 frames, the camera is gonna overheat. Having an inbuilt fan removes all that issue. I've been filming in Sao Paulo with the ZV-1, camera overheated. This in Shanghai, Bali, Hong Kong, Singapore, super hot, humid conditions, filming for long times, high frame rates, no issue, and that is all down to the inbuilt fan. Cool, so I love color grading, bringing that log footage to life. Now, one thing that separates the A7S III and the FX3 is with the FX3, you can actually import your LUTs that you would use in DaVinci or whatever editing software you use. So when you're filming, you can actually see what your footage will look like when you've graded it. And that brings us to the sponsor of this video, which is Artlist. The FX3 visuals are great, but without the music, sound effects, and not even LUTs that Artlist provide, this video would be half of what it is. And if you're like me and sometimes need a voiceover for your videos, their AI voiceovers are next level. So if you're looking for a platform that can level up your video creation process, then check out Artlist. And if you click the link in the description, you get 2 months free on top of your yearly plan. So yeah, thank you, Artlist. Now, something you might not be expecting me to mention is something that stems from me being a photographer originally, is that the camera I carry on me at all times, I don't just want to take good video, I wanted to take good photos. And seeing as this is the same as the A7S III, the 12 megapixel sensor actually delivers really decent photos. Take a look at some of these shots I got in Hong Kong, Bali, Singapore, and even from Formula E. This takes decent photos, do not be fooled. So from insane ergonomics, rapid autofocus, super smooth slow-mo, and it even takes good photos, the FX3 paired with Artlist is a sick combination for creators out there. If you have any questions, drop them down below, like this video, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you on the next one.